First of all, to James, the Spurs fan. Good evening, James. Give us a call. Talk to us. What's going on? What's going wrong tonight? Because I'm looking at your team and I'm thinking, as Perry's saying, I don't know what you're trying to do. The execution of what you do is poor. Talk to me.
Right. I'm going to have to calm down because I'm really quite wound up this evening.
One of them ones.
Let it out, James.
Come on.
Vent it.
We're here.
This is the fourth time I've called in and spoken to you guys
Today.
about Spurs. No, in the last, after every game, the last 4 games, okay? Started with Fulham, we've had Brighton, Liverpool, and then tonight. Okay, and every time I've got off the phone, I felt, you know what, maybe I'm being a bit silly. Maybe he can turn it round. And tonight proved to me that it ain't going to happen. And I'll explain why. Okay? Man City, let's go back to that game which you guys were talking about, and Arsenal, okay? Teams that are good on the counter, teams that hold possession. In those games, it's right to set up defensive, okay, especially against City. And with the pace that we have with Bergwijn and Son, we can do that. And we can hit teams on the break if you concentrate, okay? You cannot ask defensive players to play against mediocre teams, defend for 90 minutes and not expect an individual mistake or two in a game when all your backline are doing is defending constantly. They have no outlet. They have no break. Doesn't matter what job you do. If you're constantly being asked to do the same mundane thing time and time again without any opportunity to express your creativity, without any opportunity to show what you're good at, because defenders in the modern game are not just defenders, especially at Spurs. Some of our backline are good ball players. But the confidence has been sucked out of them to express themselves. And if you look at it, if it was a business, okay, and anyone running a business or a team, yeah, you've got your team and you have to play each individual to their strengths, okay? When you are asking a team to play to their weaknesses, you're always going to get into trouble.
For sure.
We've got one of the best front lines in the Premier League.
No doubt.
Okay?
Let me ask you, James. What happens if Jose wins the League Cup and ends your trophy doubt? Is all of this pain and turgid football you're watching? Because I've got a friend of mine, who supports Spurs. He says that despite the fact that he's desperate as a Spurs fan for a trophy, he really wants it. He doesn't want it if this is the football that brings it. The only way, he said to me, he'll accept this football is for the league. The league's gone now for you guys, clearly. Yeah. But would a cup appease you if this is the way you win it?
No, your friend is spot on. And you know what?
James, you can't be that choosy. You haven't won a trophy since 2009. You can't be that choosy. If he wins a cup, the ends justify the means, right? If he doesn't, then it's a complete waste of time.
I'm not sure. Go on, James.
Sorry. Number one, that attitude, it will wind you two up, but that's the attitude of an Arsenal fan that we've all taken the mickey out of for the last 5 years.
What?
And the truth of the matter is...
winning FA Cups?
Okay, yeah, it's a bit like when we got to the Champions League final. It's lovely on the day, but all it does is paper over cracks. And how can I explain it? The cracks have been there for 2 years. They've made some clever signings. I don't think we have a bad squad.
James, let me ask you. I've got so many Spurs fans I want to get through tonight. But just final question I'm going to ask everyone tonight. Do you want him to go?
He should already be in Daniel's boardroom and the conversation should already be done.
Wow. Okay. Spurs fan there, James, says he should be in the ballroom already. There should be a harsh chat happening between Levy and Jose about his future. Let's speak to Michael, the Spurs fan. Michael, good evening. I'm not going to ask how you are, because clearly you're not in a good mood. What's going on and where's this going?
Well, I would like somebody to tell me that, because I'd like Jose to tell us that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you watch the game and you're watching it and it's not even just boring. Forget that. Because if it's boring and you're winning, I don't know a single fan really that will care.
Absolutely.
But at the moment...
Well, we just had one, to be fair.
We are playing like a team that is fighting for relegation, so i.e. Burnley or Brighton, those kind of teams. So what do you expect? You're going to get that kind of form. We're just inviting teams into us. What actually are we? Because we're not very good defensively, clearly, because we've conceded in the last, 5 games. So clearly defensively we're not good. We're not counter-attacking. We're not pressing. We're not flair. What are we actually bringing to the game. So I'd like someone to tell me that, because at the end of the day, what I'm watching, he's got to go.
Michael,
Mourinho has to go.
That's two now.
Michael, you said there Brighton and Burnley are fighting, right? I don't see your team fighting. I didn't see any fight in that first half. I thought the first half was unbelievably tepid. And then what you expect the top managers to do at half-time, if it's going that badly, they have to influence the outcome. So Mourinho should make... He didn't even make any... When he was at Chelsea in his pomp, he would have made substitutions after 25 minutes, half an hour, if it was that bad. Do you think he's a busted flush? Do you think Mourinho's gone, Michael?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is... Obviously, a lot of people say he's finished from before us, but I genuinely believe this is the end of Mourinho, because where do you really see him going from here? Let him play the EFL final, let him win it if he does, and then sack him. I wouldn't even say that. I would say get him out as soon as possible. I think it was Goldstein said it'd be too costly to get rid of him.
He's on a massive contract there, Michael.
Get rid of him.
I can't see. Thanks for the call, Michael. I can't see Perry them sacking him. He's on a massive contract. What they have to pay to get rid of him is just so much. I can't see that happening. But there's a Spurs fan, second one, they're saying that, he's got to go. Two fans are saying that he's got to go. And one of them saying that even this football is not justifiable in winning a cup. He doesn't want to see this football if it means winning it's not good enough.
The reason that Mourinho was bought there, let's be honest, is because Spurs have got a stadium to pay for, right? Very expensive stadium. So it was for Champions League football to introduce that winning. He keeps talking about this winning mentality, doesn't he? What Mourinho has, all the trophies that he's won, all the clubs he's been at, to put that into Spurs and get them into the Champions League places, because then you get the rewards. We've had a difficult, obviously, year because of COVID, but with the money that comes with the Champions League to help pay for the stadium. So I think it was a massive gamble from Daniel Levy that hasn't worked.
I agree.